My name is Arun Kumar and I am the driver. I'm building Driven Auto Care to be a $1 billion auto repair business, and I'm taking you along for the ride with Driven Diary. So if you want to see behind the scenes of taking a business from zero all the way to a 10-figure valuation, please hit subscribe below and let's get to the episode. Monday evening. That was a day. I started off at 7. Started off last week really when I decided to sell the Lamborghini, and then I informed my business coach and my wife kind of what was going on, in that I have $60,000 in monthly debt service payments, but that I could get out of 30 of them by selling my Lamborghini and paying off about $190,000 in very expensive debt. So then yesterday I dropped off the Lamborghini at a wrap shop to get the wrap taken off, and I just was notified that the wrap has peeled the paint off, and so now I have a Lamborghini that is two-tone. It is original Rosso Vic red, and it is yellow. Painted yellow. It's painted both colors. For somebody with very little cash to spare, owning a murcielago that's two colors is really fucking bad for both the ability to sell it and how much money I will get for it. That's fucking very bad news. The other thing that happened today is I had meetings with Rick, my business coach, 7 to 8 a.m., 12 to 1 p.m., and then 3 to 5:45 p.m. talking about all the things that are wrong with my fucking business and how to improve it. We need to change a lot of fucking things and people. And so we decided to fire 2 technicians today, 2 techs going. I gotta hold the managers accountable. So I'm gonna eat. I haven't eaten since 6 a.m. Eat dinner. And then I gotta move a couple cars inside. I got my red Denali. They did all the work on that today to make it nice. Busy. We did 13 grand in sales today, 43 hours. 43 hours for a shop that has, or a business that has 100 technician hours per day of capacity. To bill 43 is not very good. That's on 24 cars today. So if we had had 4 hours per car, which is a little strong, but we really should have had about double this. I'm upset about the Lamborghini, mostly. But I was told today, basically, like, choose your hard, do you want a hard of firing and replacing people and retraining and all that shit? Or do you want the hard of going bankrupt? Frankly, I want the first one. I will be working on that. That's all for now. Wednesday morning. Weird setup of cars in here, but sorry I didn't film yesterday. Just an update from last clip. They're almost done unwrapping the Mercy, and it's bad. So there's peeling paint on the roof and on a lot of the rear end, because what seems to have happened is when the car was resprayed from Rosso Vic on 80% of it except for the front clip to Giallo Midas, they never prepped the underneath paint, the Rosso Vic, which on the entire rear of the car was in good condition when it was painted, meaning it had all its clear coat on it. So here's what I mean. This Yukon has been freshly repainted. And you can see it is shiny. See how shiny it is? Now look at this Yukon. That ain't shiny. And if you were to paint something, which one of those surfaces do you think it would stick better to, the new paint? This one. So they didn't do that on the Mercy. Very cheap paint job, and so it peeled off. That'll cost a lot of money to fix, and it'll be a hassle. So I'm trying to figure out the right approach of selling this car, because it got a lot harder. So that is something I'm focused on in the back of my mind. In the front of my mind, I am working with the managers for them to improve their performance. I have let a lot slide, and I cannot anymore. So I have to uphold our standards as a company so that we may survive as a company. So that's what's going on. We had the manager meeting yesterday morning, then I went to every shop. That was my day yesterday. I don't know much more to say. At this point, we have a ton of work to do, a ton of holes in the business. We knew this, I knew this, but didn't want to focus on it. Definitely wanted to focus on this stuff. And the real stuff that I need to do is not fun, but it's what needs to happen. I've gotten far more disciplined in the last couple weeks since I lost the cat. I basically am like, dude, you can't be fucking around like that. And so the house is cleaner, my diet is cleaner, my schedule is tighter. It's time to be better. My workouts are better. So today's the last day of phase 1. I've had very little problem completing the tasks here. I've got a lot of travel coming up the rest of July, and it's phase 2, meaning I gotta take a 30-day break between the end of phase 1 and the beginning of phase 2. I'll do that. We'll be in the new house by the time I'm starting phase 2. But I'm gonna stay very disciplined. I had gotten up to like 236 pounds, and I'm probably most comfortable around 220 in terms of like not feeling overly skinny, but also not feeling fat. So I think I've definitely built some additional muscle, so maybe now it's 225. I don't know. Maybe now it's 220. It used to be 215. I'd like to continue to be strong, but I also don't want to be so bloated all the time. Working on that too. That's all for now. That is an accurate statement. Wednesday afternoon. So our Instagram got banned, and so Hamilton is now finally creating a new one after it was banned on June 29th, and it shows. We have no cars in any of the shops. Just kidding. We're actually very busy today in all the shops, checking in on everybody, holding people accountable, improving performance, improving mindsets. And I'm just in a funny mood now, sitting in this office, doing nothing but talking about cars for the last hour. Yeah, that's all for now. Thursday afternoon, and we have half EVs in the Fremont shop, and I'm running the Fremont shop today, and I have sold the Denali to Andy. He's on his way to Kansas. I got a text this morning from Fernando saying, I'm sick, please run the Fremont shop, so I've been doing that today. It's been fun. So I love getting back in my home domain here in this shop. Sold a bunch of maintenance and fixing a bunch of Teslas, and we've had a reminiscent experience where we had to press a bushing out of a knuckle. It's the first time I've done that since like 2018. I did that in my E46, taking the subframe bushings out, so it's kind of fun to get back into that and try to figure out the right way to set up the press to make it happen. But that's what we got for today. I think this guy's coming to pick up that Model Y. That's all for now. Friday morning, we're here in the Fremont shop, and it's admin day. I gotta get caught up on everything that I didn't do yesterday because I was running the Fremont shop. And I slept in this morning. I finished phase 1 on Wednesday, so I don't have to do the 2 workouts a day and all that right now. So I took some time, slept in. It's a weird place, right? Like I feel like the business is just, it's there, it's doing what it's doing, and I'm like trying my best to actually influence change. Meanwhile, and that like could cause me a lot of stress if I let it. By contrast, I've got my family life at home. It's actually great. So that is something that's changed a lot in the last 12 months, where before I think I was like working a lot harder to try to influence change in the business, but I really, really, really need other people to step up and take accountability for that change as well. Got the Denali sold yesterday. I have the E55 sitting in here now that's just waiting on center caps, but I just noticed that it looks like 2 wheel studs broke off the back wheels since I drove it up here from freaking San Jose, so that's cool. One on both sides. So it's almost like it was already there and I just didn't notice or wasn't paying attention or something. And then I've got the Sequoia in here, but I think I'm gonna go trade it for the Pilot that I bought last week for the San Jose shop. That's done now, so I can bring it up here and get that listed for sale. And then I got my M3 in here, and the Lambo's still at the wrap shop, but they are basically done, but a bunch of stuff broke. So the wing that goes up in the back, that had a pin that disappeared, and so they ordered a pin, and it'll be there on the 14th, next week Tuesday. I got the hood emblem has a pin that, or some sort of securing mechanism on the back that broke, and so they got to go buy a new one of those. And then the Lamborghini script on the back broke, so they're buying another one of those. And I was thinking this morning, I was reading the Mercy owners chat and Instagram, and there's a bunch of people just opinions, like speculating on value and how legit the Bring a Trailer auctions are. And so I'm kind of interested in trying that route. I don't have all the time in the world to try to sell this thing. I'll try to list it, I guess, but realistically, like, I need to repaint the whole fucking car first. And so I'm thinking about what color to repaint it, knowing that the interior is the color that it is. Rosa Vic apparently is not a good resale color, so I'm tempted to paint it black, so that the interior can be very neutral. Well, I guess the exterior can be very neutral and the interior can be the exciting part of the car with all its red carpet and everything. But I can't do anything about that right now. And you know, the business this week, we made $69,000 in sales, but for a good change of pace, it was nearly all real payments. So we had $60,000 in payments. We have $27,000 of carryover work, as opposed to $18,000 last week. And we had $45,000 in credit cards last week. So 15 grand up in credit card payments, plus selling the Denali. So cash flows improved by a significant margin for this week. I'm calculating bonuses right now. I think people did okay. Two shops that actually had real gross profit, and then 3 shops that lost money, but grew sales. So bonuses are actually not too bad, which maybe I should be thinking about that differently. I definitely should be thinking about that differently. I'm worried about making sure I'm paying people enough when their performance isn't cutting it, ironically. I was filming yesterday as that dude showed up at like 4:30. He stayed until 6:30 when we concluded that his car was not fully fixed. So we installed knuckle bushings in his Model Y because his Model Y was creaking from the rear. We replaced the knuckle bushings. The creak is gone, but now he has a front brake pad shifting issue that causes like a clunk when he brakes. And it's ridiculous that started happening after this work we did. We didn't even take the front wheels off this car. And then separately, the Model X that we had that needed a pyro fuse. That is something that is actually going to become quite a common issue on these older Model X's, and I think Model S's as well. The pyro fuse degrades with time. There's an upgraded part that you can install, but you need to tell the car that it now has this upgraded fuse so that it can change its behavior. And I did not know about that ahead of time, and I told the customer, hey, your car will be ready by 5:30. I sent him home in a loaner car at 6:30. So I had 2 customers yesterday show up to pick up their cars right in the evening, and we didn't finish either of them. And that was fucking painful. That was stupid. But I got greedy thinking that I knew everything about these cars that was going on, and that I could predict how the repair would go, and I was very wrong on that. But my guys were in great spirits at the end of the day. You know, we really did try our best to get everything done. And it's fun. It's always fun to do that, albeit not fun when the cars don't leave. But yeah, that's what I got. Saturday morning, and I was able to get to the DMV at 2:30 yesterday thanks to building good relationships and being nice to people. So I'm grateful for that. Got plates on the work truck. I swapped out the Sequoia, dropped that off in San Jose where it'll be stored until whenever that guy decides to pick it up. I've got the Pilot that I bought last week in San Jose up here now, and I drove it around 80 miles yesterday. Was not unable to get the cat monitor to set, so I gotta keep driving it before I can list it for sale. It's kind of dirty still, on the outside at least. I just made a video talking about vision boards and how I've kind of achieved everything on my old vision board. I made a new one about a month and a half ago. That one has some more substantive things on it now. It's things like, what do I want people to say about me when I'm gone? And also some materialistic things, but greater materialistic things than all the ones I've already achieved, like the tattoos that I have, the family that I'm building, the cars that I've had, this compound space that I have. So I've kind of moved on to the next thing. And I'm happy to say that after 1 week of working, I would call it a new level of diligence, I guess, on Driven Autocare. The bank account balance isn't so dire today. We had outstanding rent payment that got lost in the mail from May. And I wrote these people, my landlords, a check for $7,800 that has consistently been something I've had to keep in the back of my mind, that I really, really did not want that check to bounce. And it didn't, so they deposited that finally, a month after I wrote it, so that's funny. But yeah, so I'm pleased with that, how we're doing right now. The Mercy is gonna be out another week. got a quote for repainting it, I think I will be going that route. That's what I got for now. That's going to be it for this week's Driven Diary. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you have any questions or feedback, leave a comment. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And until next week, I hope you can go out and continue to build your own automotive dreams and stay driven.